For the first time in 3 years, welcome to the Final Wager. I'm Keith Williams, and we just started season 39, but I've already gotten several questions about a couple wagering situations last week and one already this week. I want to go over those two from last week and discuss two situations in which a player went into Final Jeopardy in the lead and got it wrong, and whether those wagers were good or bad or questionable or whatnot. But with an absolutely incredible Tournament of Champions coming up, a new format, a lot of excitement in the general Jeopardy-verse, I thought maybe an occasional appearance here and there wouldn't hurt. So let's start off with Tuesday's game, the infamous April game. Now, first of all, anyone who's talking crap about players, I invite you to go and try out. You can take the anytime test, and we'll see you on the show and see how well you do. But April's got the lead here. She's got 16,600 against Luigi, who's in his third game. And, I'm just going to jump right into the math. Instead of doing it on my whiteboard, I'm doing it on the Procreate app on my iPad, so I have no idea how this is going to go. We'll give it a shot. But if Luigi doubles up to 31.4, April to cover him is going to want to wager 14,800 at a minimum. Now, if she gets it wrong, she's going to be left with 1,800. So Luigi can wager up to 13,900. And Justin can wager up to 9,200. Always interesting when there's a third player involved. It makes things a lot more complicated, and that probably played into some of the strategy here as well. Looking at what happens if Justin doubles up, he's going to have 22,000. That's pretty easy to see. Luigi's the more important one here. He can wager up to 6,300. Or, sorry, he should wager at least 6,300 to cover, so we'll put that here. Less importantly, April could wager 5,401 to cover that. You're rarely going to see that. If Luigi misses, he's going to be left with, that's 4, that's 9, 9,400. So Justin, who I'm more concerned with here, can wager up to 1,600 to stay above that total. April, I guess, I'm not gonna get too concerned about that, because that's just a different plane altogether. The third thing we want to look at is, okay, what happens if players wager 0? If Luigi wagers 0, April can wager up to 900 to stay above him. If Luigi wants to respond to that, then he should wager at least 1,800, because if April gets it right and has 17,500, then 17,501 is what he's going to want to have here. That at 1. So at least 1,800. And if Luigi wants to stay ahead of Justin, then he can wager up to 4,700. Justin, in response, would want to wager at least double that, so 9,400. Probably not the best idea here, but conceivably he could go all in. I would not recommend that, though. I don't see too much else that can be done here. So the actual wagers were Justin wagered 1,500, which fit perfectly in that to stay above Luigi if he attempts to cover and gets it wrong. Luigi went for pretty much everything, which I don't like so much. I would keep it below 13,900, because if April does what most players will typically do in this situation and wagers everything, wagers to cover, then he's going to lose if they both get it wrong. But she went for 1801, which I think she might have gotten the math a little backwards. Or maybe she thought there was going to be some more mind games than the, I'm going to wager 900, then you wager 1800, so I'm going to wager something else. At least it's a multiple, so I can see why she would get confused. So I give her the benefit of the doubt there. I will say it just always sucks to be in the lead and get it right and then not win, which is why most of the time you will see players take that into their own hands. In this case, it backfired. She played a great game, but it allowed Luigi to go on to another few games. Let's talk about his 6th game. Now here, it's just a 2-player game, really, in this situation. Melissa's kind of still in contention, but it's between Luigi and Emmett here. So let's do same thing. 15-8 is going to be 31-6. I feel like we've come close to that math recently. 31-6 here is going to be 13-6 as the cover. If Luigi gets it wrong, he's going to be left with 4,400. So if Emmett wants to stay above that, which is not going to be quite as essential here, as you'll see in a second, he'll want to wager most 11-4. And you can see Melissa doubles up, she'll get 5,600. So she might as well just wager everything, or leave a few dollars behind in case Emmett goes all in. But I want to see her wager everything to have a chance to win. And taking that into account, because what does 3rd place do? She doubles up. Emma's going to want to stay above 5,600. So that's going to be 10-2. I'd get rid of that. And then if for some reason Luigi also wants to stay above Melissa, he can wager up to, what's that, it's 5,600. That's going to be 12,400. Now we're going to get into these mind game situations again. I'm just going to get rid of all of these. Let's say that Luigi wants to stay above Emmett. Their difference is 2,200, so you could wager up to 2,200. Emmett, to counter that, if Luigi gets it right, we're just going to double that score again and give him at least 4,400. Apparently my pencil is dying. Again, this is a beta test, so if you like it, let me know. If you don't, let me know. Either way, love to hear from you. So we got this 4,400 to 10,200 range. I don't really see too much else that either of them should be considering. So as it turned out, Melissa wagered everything but $1, which I like. Emmett wagered 10,000, which I also really like because it keeps, if she doubles up, if she had doubled up, she got it wrong. She would have had 5,599, and had he gotten it wrong, he would have had 5,800, which would have kept him ahead of her. So I really like that wager. Even though it is a very round wager, there was some thought that was put into it. So often when you see certain wagers like 4,000, people weren't really thinking about it, but clearly Emmett did the math there and came up with something very reasonable. And 1551, that falls into this range. Same thing happened here. He got it right, Luigi got it right. He was in the lead. Emmett also made a good wager, overtook him. And that's just the way the game gets played sometimes. So I hope you enjoyed this first video back. I'm interested to see how it turns out. I have no idea. I'm recording with an iPhone for the first time instead of a real video camera or my laptop. I'm splicing together iPhone footage with iPad footage. Not using a whiteboard or an Excel document. It's crazy. but it's good to be back. I don't see this happening every day, maybe not even every week, but certainly when situations warrant it. If you want to hear about a particular scenario, let me know. I love hearing from you, and I look forward to making several more of these videos in the coming weeks. Until then, we'll see you next time on The Final Wager.